Hello. This story is called The Hidden Race War. The Silent Divide. In the city of Croma, the towers of glass and steel gleamed under a perpetually gray sky. They called them security buildings for fortification skyscrapers, where the elite worked, lived, and hid. From the outside, they were slick, imprintable, the mirror surfaces reflecting the chaos below. Inside, they whispered of safety, but everybody knew the truth. The walls were built not to keep danger out, but to keep the war in. Nobody spoke of the race war aloud. It wasn't fought with guns or bombs, not anymore. It was a war of choices, of sides picked in the quiet of one's mind. Long ago, the city has fractured, not along lines of skin or blood, but along something deeper, something Trojan. They called it the Shorten. Every citizen at 16 stood before the Oracle machine, a cold AI that scanned your thoughts, your dreams, your fears, and assigned you a race. Not black, white, or any shade of flesh, but the alliances dawn, dusk, or void. These were the races now, each a side in the game nobody fully understood. The dawn was the builders, the Artemis, clothed in white, always pushing for progress, for light. The dusk was skepticals, draped in shadow, questioning every step, guiding the past. The void, where nobody talked about the void, they were the outcasts, the ones who rejected both sides, living in the cracks of the city, scavenging, surviving. Once you were shorted, your life was set. Your job, your home, your friends, all dictated by your race. Cross the line and you vanish into the security building, never to be seen again. For years, the city called this system warp. It was a pretty word, a cover up. They said it meant unity, equity, a world where everyone belongs. Schools taught it, screens preached it, and the Oracle machine enforced it, and whispers grew. The woke doctrine was a lie, a mask for control. The shortening wasn't random, it was engineered. The races wasn't equal, they was pitted against each other, keep apart, keep fighting. Dawn blamed Dusk for stagnation. Dusk accused Dawn of reckless ambition. The void in Nord grew restless. The war wasn't hidden anymore. It was in every glance, every quoted word, every locked door. Laura was a dawn. Sorted at 16, her white rose marked her as a believer in progress. She worked in a security building, designing algorithms to keep the city running. But at night, in the glowing glow of her terminal, she hacked into forbidden feeds, reading whispers from the void. They spoke of the Oracle's machine secret. It doesn't read your mind, it shaped it. The races were a construct, a way to divide and rule. The truth hit Laura like a blade. The war wasn't hidden, it was manufactured. She wasn't alone in her discoveries. Across Cromora, others saw the cracks. A Dutch mechanic, Kyle, found encrypted files in the city's power grid, hinting at saboteur meant to spark conflict. A Void scavenger, Myra, uncovered old records in a buried archive, proving the Sorting began as a social experiment, not a divine mandate. The three met in secret in the ruins of an old library, the races forbidden from mingling. But fear gripped them. The security buildings loomed, the cameras watching, the drones hunting. Explosion meant erasure. We're pawns, Laura whispered, her voice trembling. They push us to choose sides, to hate, to fight, but why? Kai, his desk cloak torn, leaned forward. Control. If we're divided, we don't look up. We don't see who's pulling the strings. Myra, her voice caused glittering, laughed guiltily. You think truth will save us? People are scared. They rather cling to the races than face the void of not knowing. They decided to act. Laura coded a virus to disrupt the Oracle's machine's next shoulder, to expose its lies to every screen in Coromia. Kai rigged the city's power to flicker, drawing eyes to the message. Myra spread word among the boys, rallying them to storm the security buildings when the moment came. The plan was desperate, dangerous. If it failed, they'd be hunted, locked away, or worse, be shorted. The night of the soldering, Komora held his breath. Thousands gathered before the Oracle's machine's great spell, waiting for the next generation to be assigned. Loa's virus struck first. Screens flickered, then blared with forbidden words. The races are a lie. The war is a trap. Look up. Kai's sabotage plunged the city into darkness, then lit it with the truth. Myra's void army surged, not with weapons, but with voices chanting, waking the city from its slumber. Panic spread, dawn turned on dawn, dusk on dusk, as people grappled with the truth. Some clung to the races, terrified of losing their place. Others tore off their robes, joining the void in the streets. The security buildings, once symbols of safety, became battlegrounds. Drones fell from the sky, hacked by Laura's code. The Oracle machine sparked and died, its lies laid bare. But the war wasn't over. Truth didn't end fear, it sharpened it. Koroma split anew, not by races, but by those who embraced the unknown and those who craved the old order. Loa, Kai, and Myra stood in the ruins of the spear, watching the city burn and rebuild. We show them, Loa said, her voice hollow. Myra shook her head. We showed them the truth. Now they had to choose what to do with it. In the shadows of the security buildings, the real war begins. Well, let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like it.